Danny, you came on yesterday, short abbreviated show, so we wanted to give you a little bit of extra time to kind of flesh this out. You're done with Richard.
Yeah. I can't explain what all of this that's going on, and I'm not sure what the tipping point was, but it's sad. I think my feeling is it's a football team. It's not a daycare center. Everybody doesn't get to act out their little identity crisis or whatever it is that's going on with him. And I think it's embarrassing. That's my opinion. That I look at it and think that this is a great player, and I'm not sure what he's unhappy with. This is not a team. Let me count the different things that you can do on this team. You can flip off the offensive coordinator in the middle of a game. Mm-hmm. Two different players have done that. You can hold out and miss 2 games, not show up, hold out all the training camp, and be welcomed back as part of the fabric of the team. You can go on national TV after that player comes back and call out the owner by name and have a different player say that he should be paid, and that guy ends up getting an extension a year down the line. And I'm not saying any of those things are wrong, but I'm saying that there's not a lot of evidence here that this is some onerous, difficult situation. I don't know what it is that Richard Sherman wants, and frankly, I don't want to take the time to have him work out whatever sort of psychological.
Right, so let me argue it. Let me play devil's advocate. Can I do that? Can I take Richard's side?
Can I be involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Richard Sherman. Brock is Gus Johnson. I'm Richard Sherman. Sorry. I'm Richard Sherman.
Sure, with the big cover. Oh, my gosh. No, cold-blooded.
I'm Gus. Now, you're Danny still.
Right, my bad.
No, Brock doesn't.
My bad.
Role play with us at 7:30.
Danny's Gus, Brock's Danny, and I am still Richard Sherman.
No.
Follow along, everybody driving to work who's barely paying attention. You've got to know all the characters in this little drama. All right, Danny, I'm Richard Sherman. You ready? I'm not working out any issue. I'm mad because the team isn't moving in the right direction, and I don't want to be here much longer because I think that they're going to be bad soon.
Then I would say to you, if that's the way you feel, we're going to ship you out, and we're going to take whatever it is we can get for you, and you might be shocked. And actually, if I can stick you in a bad spot, I'm going to do that. Because, look, he's a football player. He's not part of the brain trust, and this is part of the thing that Pete skirts with all the time with the way he runs the team, which he gives guys an idea that they're involved with the planning process. They're not. They're football players. What's bad about Richard Sherman's day-to-day job? That he doesn't have a say in who the core and the nucleus is? I don't want players to have that. I don't think players are very good at that, and I think that it's counterproductive to the team. And if Richard feels that way, with all of the different things that Pete spends talking about, the camaraderie and the mental, why do I want that guy who doesn't believe in the nucleus of this team anymore? Why do I still want him on the team?
So, Danny,
Wouldn't
what's
that be an
turned it?
Impact?
What's turned it, man? Because for 6 years, like if I've had Russell's back as strong as anybody, for 5, like for 6, Richard, I mean,
yes.
He's your guy. You've loved him. We've all appreciated how outspoken he is. So what was the tipping point?
The tipping point was watching someone completely incapable of saying my bad.
Yes.
Or not even quite that, of just stopping picking at the scab. He can't do it. He can't let someone else have the last word. It always has to be it. And I would say this, I think that in an amateur psychologist perspective, I think that Richard's got to have conflict, and early on that conflict was aimed elsewhere, and I found it amusing. When it was steered at Jim Harbaugh, when it was aimed at Skip Bayless, and all of those different things. And I didn't think it was particularly mature, but it wasn't harmful in my mind either. The mistake is that eventually it got trained on a coach at his team. It got trained on a reporter who covers the team. It got trained on people around the team and created dysfunction that it certainly did not help this team's trajectory last year. And then even after all of that happens, I have a temper. I have a lot of different faults. But one of the things that I do recognize is that usually when the emotions leave me, I can have an honest self-inventory about what I've done wrong, and I don't think Richard Sherman's ever had
So what
that.
you're saying is that you and Richard Sherman both would have yelled at that construction crew, but Richard wouldn't have brought them the donuts to apologize later
Exactly.
like you did.
That's part of being a grown-up, right? Is recognizing your faults, and that's what makes this so puzzling. When the trade talk first happened, I thought it was the Seahawks kind of asking Richard, "Is this what you really want? Can you really? Do you want to talk your way out of town, or can you just settle down?"
Yep.
This is what's going on is something different. And when Branton, his brother, came out yesterday and talked to an NFL reporter, and what he said, he talked about it being this is the team reasserting its power, and Sherman's going to have a chip. This is not some sort of power play dynamic that's going on. This is a bizarre, self-inflicted drama, and you've got enough natural drama.
Yeah,